Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And I made it a good time this time. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, running around DC doing some other things. Can't tell you what, secret stuff. No, it's not secret. Anyway, just like I shouldn't be telling you about. I'll be there for the next couple of days. So I thought, what in the world should I be talking about today? And boy, it's funny. I tell my team this often. You might not believe this, but they will tell you. I'm like, I feel like since this Trump thing, I keep talking about Trump. And I used to never talk so much about Trump. It wasn't a thing that I kept talking about. But this man will not stop. He just keeps doing stuff. So he keeps feeding me. So I keep eating because he just keeps giving me the goodies. So I want to stop. I do. But he keeps giving me stuff that I want to talk about that matters. He keeps throwing stuff at us that I think we just have to keep talking about. Maybe this will go away. Pete brings the most important piece, which I'm going to bring up, Pete, which is, yes, Pete, you and I on the same page. You know, we talked about this already. Yes. Let me just say it now. Let me just do it now, Pete. I threw it up now because, yes, we will be discussing this, but off the bat, 36 trillion, 218 billion, 906 million. $298,311.33 is our national debt. And it looks like it's just going to keep going. But it looks like something is maybe going to stop. We'll see. But I'm going to cover that. I am talking about what Trump has said with his executive order, that he is making a freeze on all loans, federal loans and grants. Just done across the board. That's it. Now, I want to be clear about this. Have I ever advocated for just cutting it all or stopping it? I never have. When it comes to making actual change, I actually don't think this is the best idea. I don't. And I'm not out. There will be a nuanced view. Some of you don't yell at me yet. I'm just saying, do I think this is the best way of doing it? I don't. And the reason I think it's the best way would be to assist communities in helping people so that when government goes away, communities can support their own. That's the best way. Those are the things that I advocate for. These are the things, the policies I've been put into place, or trying to put into place. I wish I was in power. I've been trying to put into place for 7 years now. This is what I would like to have happen. And boy, does it never happen ever. Ever. I keep talking about, I told that the lockdowns prove that I was right. This is a problem. We have to do this. We need community. People do have problems. People do suffer. We have to have someone taking care of them. My point is, government is not the best person or group of people to do it. It would be better if we have communities. We don't have that yet. So just cutting government is going to make people suffer. That's true. With that in mind, as much as I don't want people to suffer, I understand what just happened, and there may be some this may not have been done at all to actually fix anything. I mean, it may not be. This could just be massive grandstanding. And boy, is it working. That's for sure. I'm going to cover some of that today. So him cutting everything out, what does that mean? Okay, he's cutting everything out. Okay. So now you tell me like maybe Medicare might not get funded. I mean, it probably will, but maybe in theory, right? Could. We're not going to get loans. Yep. Grants to all these nonprofits. Yep. Could all happen. Now, does that affect a lot of things? It does. And what have I said literally for years about the problems with our federal government, how much it controls us? It controls us through cash. I tell you that all the time. I tell you that we depend on it too much all the time. And now we found out the hard way. Some people didn't know this. And he shook these people up so much. This part I am enjoying. Like this part I am enjoying. There's like 7 or 8 attorneys general who are now putting together a lawsuit. And of course, right, of course, my Attorney General, Letitia James, Kingslayer herself. Yes, Kingslayer. She is. She took down Cuomo, and she's the reason why Trump became a felon, but he got charged. So she is the Kingslayer. They have put the Kingslayer back into the field. The Kingslayer is back out all over again to make it happen yet again, and she is leading the charge against Trump yet again. This part I'm enjoying. Now, do I honestly think they're going to just, cut Medicare and Medicaid? I don't. It's a fear, right? I get it. It's a fear. But let me tell you what they're doing. Because this part isn't, before I go, guys, do me a favor, click the button known as like. It does matter. Do it. Please click it. I know I bug you every time. It's the only way the rhythm, Al Gore, moves this thing forward. I get shadow banned all the time. So please do if you can. If you haven't shared this, please do so. Share it into another Facebook group. Share it across YouTube. Share it into X. Whatever you want to do, please do so. Please follow me and subscribe if you have not. It does matter. By the way, if you haven't been watching this after it's done on Larry Sharpe YouTube, that is the live. I'm sorry, Larry Sharpe YouTube is the restream. The live is on Sharpe Way YouTube, right? So it's on many things, but when it comes to Larry Sharpe YouTube, that would be the restream. If you want on live, it's on Sharpe Way YouTube. This is on 8 different platforms. Otherwise, how else do I get noticed? I don't. I get shadow banned all the time. So let me briefly, maybe not so brief, but briefly, let me start talking about this. I think you'll enjoy this. I really enjoyed this tremendously. This is Letitia James basically wetting herself.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm joined here today with my colleagues, California Attorney General Rob Bonta, Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul, Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell, New Jersey Attorney General Matt Platkin, and Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Nerona.
All deep
Yesterday,
states?
The President's Office of Management and Budget issued a memorandum ordering all federal agencies to withhold the majority of federal funding beginning at 5 p.m. today.
That's true.
There is no question. This policy is reckless, dangerous, illegal, and unconstitutional. From the families who rely.
Haven't I heard all those things before? Now, I'm not saying she's wrong. This may be unconstitutional. I'm not saying she's wrong. But the problem is you said that last year, the year before, the year before. You have cried wolf so much. People aren't hearing it. They aren't hearing it.
Rely upon Head Start for childcare to the children across the country who depend on SNAP for their next meal, to the seniors who rely on state services to get the.
Now, this is the part. The part I love about this. I know that this is some dark stuff. Agreed, but there's a part of this that I love, and the part that I love is she's saying the quiet part out loud. This is the part that I've been telling you for 7 years. That New York State's plan, all the blue states, their plan, like you hear all the time, Larry, they're losing population. How are they going to fix things? How are they going to pay for things? Everything's more expensive. And I always say the same thing. Their plan, check from Uncle Joe. And you always think, ha ha, that's funny. No, that is the plan. The plan is check from Uncle Joe. Money printer go burr. Make it rain, baby, make it rain. That's the plan. Here she's saying, Head Start, food. We can't feed our people in New York State without government money. We can't educate our kids without government money. Correct.
Care that they need. This policy will disrupt the lives of millions of Americans in New York and nationwide. Mm-hmm. And while the administration may be attempting to clarify the scope and meaning of this memorandum, the reality is that some states are already reporting that funds have been frozen.
Yep.
Head Start was frozen in Michigan. Access to child development block.
So you can't run your Head Start without government money.
Grants were frozen in Maryland. At least 20 states have been frozen out of their Medicaid reimbursement systems, including.
All right, and I'm not, okay, Medicaid is supposed to come from the federal government. Not that I'm happy about that, but I get that. I get that. Like, I understand if Medicare and Medicaid comes from the federal government, those are federal plans. Head Start, your school, that's supposed to be local. How is that constitutional? It's not. Hey, Josh, thank you. Hey, Josh literally says that. He says Head Start's unconstitutional. Federal government's not supposed to be involved in education. Yes, thank you. Absolutely true. Yes, absolutely. That's the problem, right? Christine says, run your states better. Yes, absolutely. So now here's the part that state brings up. She says, the state pays for Head Start too. Yes. For those of you who don't know, the average, this is going to make some of your head explode. The average state, you know what percentage of their budget's federal funds? About 1/3. Yes, about 1/3. So my point is, to your point, Shelley, you're right? I see this the same thing. I worked in Head Start, wasn't completely federally funded. District had to contribute funds too. Yes, but why are you creating programs that you know there is no way you can pay for them in the future? You cannot. This is the entire reason, by the way, for civil asset forfeiture. When Bill Clinton and Joe Biden decided to help out, Americans by putting 100,000 cops in the 1990s into the streets, into black and brown neighborhoods, because they care about black and brown people. That's why they did it, because they love them so much. So they put so many cops there and decided to keep the war on drugs and make everything so bad for them. They only paid for it for 2 years. So it was literally a program that they can only pay for 2 years. So now it's 2 years later. Well, states don't have any money. They don't have money printer. They can't just make it rain. They can't do that. What do? Civil asset forfeiture. We'll just start taking people's stuff. We'll just start robbing our citizens. And if you don't know what that is, look up civil asset forfeiture. It is literally the state robbing American citizens. That's what it is. There's no way around it. It's what it is. They said, we'll just do that instead. This is showing that we make these things knowing we can't pay for them.
New York. And in one state, it was reported that they were blocked out of their child support enforcement and they cannot draw down.
Child support. So family court is also, haven't I told you that 1,000 times? All of this is now coming to the front. Yes, it is.
Down on these funds. Here in New York, we rely upon these critical services throughout our state.
New York's budget, by the way, $237 billion. $237 billion per capita, the highest in the entire nation. And her words, this is the Attorney General, we rely upon these. We rely upon. Why? You've been telling me, Democrats, that you're going to tax the rich for decades. I've been telling you can't do that. They're never going to let you do it. Not going to happen. You lie and say you're going to. I tell you, you can't. It doesn't work. It can't. They'll just pack up and leave, or they'll lobby to stop it, or they'll have a way around it. They always do. It doesn't work. You keep saying it, and what winds up happening? You create congestion pricing to smash the middle class and the poor. You won't fix your problem with our building code so we can actually build and have better housing. You won't do any of that. Nope, none of that. You'll just say, Uncle Joe, write me a check. That's it. And well, Uncle Joe is not there anymore. It's what I said last year. Why did they fight so much for Uncle Joe? Because they knew, according to Daniel, Daddy Donnie, I would go Uncle Donnie, but okay, Uncle Don ain't sending the checks. I warned you that he wouldn't send the checks. I said this more than once. I'm yet again vindicated, but that's fine. I wish I was wrong. He won't send the checks. Now, people are going to pay, and that's what bothers me, because the individual person is going to pay for this. They are. The individual is going to pay for this. Yes, and that, well, listen, James ain't paying for this. The individual is going to. Yes, that's the problem. 100%. Lunatic says, no money, not my problem. Complains it, in trouble you are. Yes, however, here's the other problem, Lunatic. The reason why I don't advocate for this kind of cut, not because, look, is there a warm fuzzy that does come above me as they give me libertarian red meat? Of course, I'm still libertarian, so of course I feel that. But that's just emotion, that's not real. In reality, when this happens, if this creates chaos, which it might, I don't know if it will yet, they're going to fearmonger and they're going to grandstand. We'll see in the coming days if it's actually going to create chaos. It might. Let's assume it does create chaos. People aren't going to be, there's chaos. Let's have the community get together. What they're going to do is they're going to beg for a strongman. They're going to beg for Lisa James, Kingslayer, get rid of Trump, get him. Or they're going to, Trump, come fix it. They're going to beg for a strongman. That's my problem. Our communities aren't ready for this. Now, my hope is, we'll find out if I'm right. My hope is a good hope. My hope is this shocks the system and we start to rethink things. I may be asking too much for that, but that is what I hope will happen. So yes, Julie says anything libertarian will create chaos because people don't understand. I'm trying, Julie. I'm trying. You're right, but I am trying. Absolutely. I am trying. So yeah, hold on. Where am I here? Lunatic says, kicking the ass doesn't feel good. We all suffer. Yeah, look. I'm not saying you're wrong, Lunatic. Look, I have had my ass kicked many times politically, clearly. Obviously, I'm not governor of New York. So yes, clearly I've had my ass kicked more than once. And no, it didn't feel good at all. Particularly last time when I felt like my own people even backstabbed me. I was terrible last time. It was horrible. I've mentioned before, I got freaking PTSD from it. It's terrible. Absolutely. But I actually then learned something and began to change. Like I started talking to different people and doing different things and changing how I did things, right? I think I mentioned this last night when I was talking to Dan from the internet. I was saying that in 2018, when I saw how I wasn't talking to the left, I went out of my way. I learned something and said, I should talk to the left now. Let me do that, right? Let me change what I'm doing because it wasn't working and I got my ass kicked. And what I always say is, if you get your butt kicked and you don't learn anything, you just took an ass whooping for nothing. If you get your butt kicked and you learn something, now it's a lesson. I'm hoping, Lunatic, I don't think you are going to be as hopeful or as optimistic as I am that this will actually be a lesson. That is my hope. That's my hope. So we'll see.
And these funds support healthcare in rural and underserved communities. Too? They fund infrastructure repairs to fix New York's roads and bridges.
What about the roads? My God, we can't even fix our own roads. I thought libertarians are supposed to hate the roads or whatever. What do we do about roads? Something about roads. Whatever. Now we can't even get roads? Damn. We can't get roads. We can't get bridges now. But I had a plan for bridges. Remember that? I had a plan for it all. Phil says appropriately, my roads. Can't get roads now? Damn. Can't get roads. Think about that. New York State, one more time, $237 billion, and we can't fix the roads without federal money. And Christine says it perfectly, where are those tax dollars going? Not to our roads, Christine. I would say not there. I think we know that. Yes, 100%. Andrea, of course, savvily says, thank you for being a member, Andrea, by the way, wait till the feds fix the roads. What do the gas taxes pay for? I was wondering the same thing. Shouldn't they be fixing the roads? One would think they would. But no, Trump does one executive order. If any of you happen to ever watch, I don't know if you do, but if you've ever watched Rick and Morty, the Cartoon Network animated series. At one point, for those of you who watch, you'll get this. Some of you won't, but I'm just going to bring it up either way. At one point, Rick, who is the hero of the show, he has to destroy an empire so that he can get out, right? And to destroy the empire, what he does is he goes in their main big computer and he changes the value of one of their dollars, whatever the dollar was called, from 1 to 0. That's it. The entire empire collapses. The entire empire collapses. That's all he does. It goes from 1 to 0. Boom, all gone. The entire empire collapses, right? Obviously a joke, it's sci-fi, whatever. But just still, the concept, Trump has done the same thing. I'm going to pause stuff. Oh my God, the empire's collapsing. How can we not do roads?
They support initiatives to take drugs off of our streets, stop dangerous crime rings, and keep.
Damn, we can't even keep crime off the streets without the federal government. What does the state do? What does the state do? We can't keep crime off the streets now without the federal government. Damn. Icy says the pacifier has been yanked from the baby's mouth and she's screaming. Oh no, there's more than one baby though. Babies. Yes, we can't do anything with the federal government.
Communities
Damn.
safe. In fact, last night in Arizona, 500 pounds of meth were seized thanks to federal programs that could be paused.
Wow. So they put more brown people in jail. Okay, that's awesome. I like that. I guess that's good anyway. So maybe. Phil says Tisha James looks younger. Good for her. Oh, she does look good. Let me be very clear. She does look good. I don't usually try. I try my best to never talk about the looks of a politician. But in this case, I will say she does look good. Absolutely. And look, you're a Kingslayer. You're drinking that king's blood. That keeps you young. It does keep you young. Absolutely. But she does look good. That's true. You're correct. But that doesn't mean again, want to be very clear, that doesn't mean her policies are any better or any worse.
Not only does this administration's new policy put people at risk, but it is plainly unconstitutional. The president does not get to decide which laws to enforce and for whom. When Congress dedicates funding for a program, the president cannot pull that funding on a whim. Later today, I am leading and joining with my colleagues, my fellow Democratic attorney generals, in suing this administration to stop this illegal freeze of essential funds for our state. We will not stand for any illegal policy that puts essential services for millions of Americans at risk.
Patty says something. She goes, Larry, this is what I was told life would be like if libertarians were in charge. Interestingly, libertarians are not in charge, right? Well, that's not what I told you. Again, look, I am enjoying her get mad and upset, and I'm enjoying the kind of like I'm enjoying the sunlight coming out to see how horrible the system is. That part I'm enjoying. But Patty, to be forward, you've never heard me advocate ever for just get rid of it all. The problem is, Patty, is you know this. You live in Plattsburgh. You know this. There are people who are going to be hurt by this. That's reality. Assuming it keeps going, it may not. Look, this is Trump. This could just be some type of troll, some type of thing to shake things. Could be. I don't know. We don't know that yet, right? We don't know that yet. But it could be something like that. If this is used to shake the system, make something happen, yay, if that's what it's used for. But otherwise, my worry is people are going to be hurt by this, and that's not cool. I'm not happy about that aspect. I would have rather us do what I always talk about, which is breaking the monopoly of government. And this goes back to my point. This is why it's a problem. The federal government has become a monopoly. Monopolies are bad. I know most people on the left go, well, it's corporate monopolies. And the government monopolies too. Monopoly is bad, period. Period. Bad. Government monopoly is also a problem, right? So now we got that whole problem with monopoly. Well, now the monopoly just got cut. There's nothing there. So, yes, Patty says, no, my Bernie bros told me this. I could imagine they did. Yes, of course they did. Yeah, absolutely. They did. But I would ask the question, what's their answer to fix it? None.
And we work tirelessly overnight to ensure that that does not happen.
Are they proud to?
Our lawsuit will seek a court order to immediately stop the enforcement of the OMB policy and to preserve essential funding for Americans. And now, to share more about our efforts, I'd like to welcome my friend, California Attorney General
California's
Rob
on board, guys.
Thank you, AG James. I'm proud to co-lead this lawsuit with you.
He's proud.
And attorneys general across the nation. We will not stand by while the president attempts to disrupt vital programs that feed our kids, provide medical care to our families, and support housing in our communities. We won't stand by while the president breaks the law and oversteps his authority as outlined in our Constitution. A Constitution he swore an oath to uphold just 1 week ago. It should.
The Second Amendment, by the way, also in the Constitution. Just, you might have forgot that, but also in it.
Shouldn't be too much to ask that the president follow the law and abide by the federal government's commitments. Yet, unfortunately, but unsurprisingly, here we are again, threatening to freeze up to $3 trillion in nationwide federal assistance at 2 p.m.
Okay, $3 trillion in federal assistance. I want you to hear that number. Now, Pete, if he's still watching, just fell over in his chair. He just fell down. Get up, Pete. $3 trillion. Our budget is 6.8. We only bring in 4.9. I'm not making these numbers. You can check it yourself. So we only bring in 4.9. Our budget's 6.8. Federal assistance to states is 3 trillion. About half is giving money back to the states. Why'd we take it? Why are you taking it? Why are you taking the money? It's a money laundering jobs program. You could have just kept the money in the states. You could have just done that. No, he's proud of the system. Like, see that? And people are getting it. I'm hoping people get this. Let me repeat these numbers. Pete, get off the floor. $6.8 trillion budget. We only bring in 4.9 trillion. The rest is deficit. And 3 trillion just goes back to the states. Well, then why is it even in the budget? Because it, at a minimum, and I mean minimum 25% of this, of the money going back and forth, is just for people's jobs and admin. At least it's just jobs program. At minimum is that. And it's just government picking winners and losers. And it's a $3 trillion monopoly. We are literally paying $3 trillion to have a monopoly. We are openly supporting a monopoly and wondering why she doesn't work. Just keep that in your head. Larry, you're not. No. And this isn't Democrats or Republicans. This is both. The only reason why this is happening at all is because Trump. No way if, say, I don't know, a Chris Christie would have won, or a Mitt Romney would have won, or John Thune would have won. Right? If Trump went around and one of those guys would have won the presidency. No way they do this. No way. The establishment makes a ton of money off that 3 trillion. That 3 trillion is at least 2.5 trillion grift. At least 2.5 trillion grift. Guaranteed. That is what we just talked about. Yes. Lunatic. Oh, are you? I think you loving Trump. You don't usually like. You're not usually a Trump guy. You usually hate them all. All right. Maybe you got some. Okay. Maybe you like Trump's time. Okay. Trump has listened. The United States would love to have suffered under own terms. The ending of incentives for being a consumer and a producer. All right. Yes and no. I think you're off on this one. There was a time when America might have done that. And I think the last time that was true was probably under Reagan, which was the last time we were prepared to do that. Since then, Americans have not been okay with it at all. Now, will they do it now? Maybe. I'm not sure. Look, I hope this is a wake-up call. I hope that's true. But I do worry that maybe this is not. I'm looking over at Rumble. Straight End says, temporary freeze to figure things out. Also, Trump speak for your state's broken, fix your state. Well, yes, and also Trump being petty, saying, hey, blue states, take that. It's that too. I know some of you guys like Trump a lot. I know you do. It's also him being petty. He is also petty. Whatever you might think about him, he's also petty. I know some of you are mad at me because you like Trump a lot. I get it, but he's also petty. It's just true. I'm not being mean, just being true. So yes.
p.m. Pacific time today, less than 24 hours after it was announced, is reckless. It is dangerous, unprecedented.
And what was your answer? We know stuff's not working. That we're sure of. We know we can't afford to pay for stuff. That we know. We know that our communities can't support us. We found that out during the lockdowns. We know this to be true. What was your answer? Oh, nothing. Just Orange Man bad. That was your answer. Orange Man bad. That's what it was. It's just Orange Man is bad, so that's it. We're going to go get him again. Because we've been yelling this for 7 years. Didn't work this time. This is going to get him. This time we got it. See? This time we're going to get him, please. Jan says, is this time purposefully with RFK Jr.'s confirmation? I don't think so. I think that is coincidental. That's my view. I think that's coincidental. I do not think that is thank you for watching on X. I do appreciate the X viewers. I do appreciate that. So I think this is just coincidental. So, all righty.
Scope and devastating in its attendant effect. It's thrown state programs into chaos and created confusion among our residents, confusion that has only been further fueled by another memo that was just released today and that our team is actively reviewing. It's forced us to take immediate action to block it going into effect.
Forced them.
Defend our people and our programs. Let's be clear. This
is also the that he put out. He didn't say the people that's going to be hurt. He didn't say that. He said defend our programs. He was being honest. That's why he said it so clearly. What he cares about is defending his programs. Do they work? No. Are people happier? No. How do I know that? New York, when it comes to wealth inequality, number one, the least wealth equity in the entire country, New York State. It's not working. And losing the most people. It's not working. Your programs are garbage. They don't work. They make things worse, or at best, they keep people the same. They're not working. California, number 7. California has 320 some odd billion, 300 and something $billion in their budget. Yet they can't seem to fix their roads either. It's crazy. You can't fix your roads either without this. Yes, that part drives me crazy. Christine says, maybe y'all could stop grifting and do your damn jobs. The problem is, Christine, here's your problem. That is your job. So they actually are. See, Mike and I get in arguments over this. Mike thinks that the Democrats are being stupid or wrong or something. I'm like, no, they're not. None of these guys are. Democrats or Republicans either. This is what's supposed to happen. They are executing the plan as desired. This is the plan. And it's actually working. So there we go. So Greg says, yep, Orange Man bad, instead of saying, maybe our state should try and figure out how not to rely on the federal government so much. Correct, Greg. That's the actual issue here. That's the issue. We shouldn't be, as you hear me say all the time, and this, look, again, it's Trump. What if it was Biden or Harris? What if Harris had won? I mean, she would never do this, but sake of argument. What if Harris had said, I'm blocking everything, I'm waiting? You'd be mad too. No president should be able to put the states into jeopardy with the stroke of a pen. You shouldn't give him or her that much power, period. You shouldn't. And instead of them going, damn, we got to change everything. They go, no, we're going to yell and we're going to make sure daddy gives us our inheritance. That's our money. Daddy's going to give it to us. That's what they're doing. So yes, absolutely. Phil goes on to say, thank you for being a member, Phil. Trump does seem to be rushing the zone. So there's so many things happening. It's hard to mobilize against him. 100% true. I am, as I said earlier, I am surprised on how far he's moving, how fast he's moving, but I get it. I understand it. I understand what he's doing, right? I definitely understand it. Yes. All righty. Let me walk down a couple of these. Let's see. I think I had one more I wanted to bring up. Okay. Phil says, Wisconsin has good cheese. Don't sleep on New York State. New York State is number 2. Yes, 100%. Mike Voss in the house. Gee, I wonder why New York AG went to California AG to back up her begging and blaming Trump. What might be the common threads? She went to 7 of them, Mike. All blue states. You'll see them here. She went to California, Massachusetts, surprise. Illinois, surprise. Oh, you didn't see that one coming, Mike? Yeah, Illinois too. Surprise. Yeah, Rhode Island. Oh, I would have never guessed. Yes, she went to all of New Jersey too, by the way. I know you fell out your chair. You're so surprised, Mike. New Jersey too. She went to all of them. That's what she did. Of course she did. Yes, absolutely. Alexa says, I mean, it doesn't have to be petty for him to enjoy it. Maybe he's really just doing business as he thinks he should be done, but also really enjoying it. Yeah, yes. I mean, you're right, Alexa. Look, I am hoping that in the long run, this works, right? I hope it does. I am worried that some people are going to be hurt by this. I am worried. I know some of you don't care. You're like, hey, let it all burn. I get it. But I am, some people may be hurt by this. I hope we will then learn, and at least one, look, if just one state goes, damn, this was not good, right? Just one. I don't care which one. Pick I hope it's New York, but it's not going to be New York. Say Jersey does it, or Massachusetts does it, and goes, you know what, we got to work on this. That's enough. Once one starts, the others will start to happen, right? Once one starts, the others will start to happen. And that's what I'm talking about. So, all right, let me keep going.
Directive from OMB is unlawful. It violates the U.S. Constitution. It violates the Administrative Procedures Act. Not to mention that it's arbitrary and capricious. The federal government should have to follow the rules, follow the process that's laid out by the law, same as any of us. They're not. OMB, the president, does not have the unilateral authority to indefinitely pause all federal financial assistance under any circumstance. That isn't OMB's job. That isn't the president's job. The U.S. Constitution.
Okay, what he can do is bomb people whenever he wants and kill people. That he's got down. But yeah, but the other part you understand is, remember, the Supreme Court just said he can kind of do whatever he wants as long as it's within his presidential duties. This is kind of in presidential duties. So yeah, he can kind of do it. He actually can. That's the issue. Christine says it. Thank you for being a member, by the way, Christine. Big words. Where's in the Constitution? It isn't. Thank you. You're right. Phil, also a member. Thank you so much. Most federal programs violate the Constitution. Correct again. Yes. How is Head Start constitutional? It's not. Keep the money in the states and just run your own schools. Yes? Yeah. Trump isn't being arbitrary. His actions have been very targeted and specific. It's just beyond the imagination of them. No. They get it completely. They get it completely. No. They get it completely, Mike. This is another reason to go orange man bad. And when something goes wrong, if there's any problem with the school district at all, then I would go, that's because Trump did his thing with his federal money. That's why your kid can't read. Now, we haven't been teaching kids to read. We haven't been teaching them to read for like years. So most of our kids are freaking illiterate. But that's now because Trump, Mike. That's why Trump did this. That's the reason why. So yes, absolutely. So Search and Destroy says, why do you need financial assistance? Be more fiscally responsible and you wouldn't have these problems. Yes. 100%.
Constitution gives the power of the purse exclusively to Congress. OMB is jumping so far out of their swim lane that frankly, they are out of the pool.
Look at that.
This directive completely violates the separation of powers between Congress and the executive branch.
Okay.
That's why we're here, seeking a temporary restraining order to block the unlawful directive from being implemented. We're in week 2 of the new administration, and here we are again, a second lawsuit against
what you said, Phil.
Blatantly unlawful action by our new president. Disappointing, but not at all surprising. Instead of learning from the defeats of this first administration and the early defeats in this administration, President Trump is once again plowing ahead with damaging, chaotic, and I repeat, unlawful agenda. I'm proud to join a coalition of attorneys general and taking him to court where we will find relief and stop his unlawful actions. Again, grateful to be part of this coalition of AGs across the nation. And now let me please turn it over to Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul.
See, Mike, they got more. Illinois here.
Thank you, AG Bonta.
See, you thought it was just 2. We got like 7. They all showed up. Mike. They were like, yeah, wait a minute, hold on. So we can now blame all of our problems on Trump? I'm in. What time you need me there? This dude was in a car. He was like, I don't care. I'm driving. I'm on my way to the airport. I'll do it. This guy, I don't care where I am. I'll go anywhere in the world. I'll be there. I can blame all my problems on Trump. Done and done. He was in a car. He did it, Mike. Come on now. This was just too good. They couldn't say no to this. They could never say no to this. Of course not. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm happy to co-lead this action on behalf of all Americans and certainly all citizens of the state of Illinois. Mm-hmm. This unconstitutional pause in funding will have a devastating impact on the public safety, prosperity, and quality of life of all.
Recording in progress.
He started recording it.
Democrats and Republicans alike will be negatively impacted by this pause in funding.
Hold on now. I'm gonna show you some Republicans. They don't seem to think that, my friend. They don't. I'm just telling you, they don't seem to think that. So I'm not sure. They don't seem to think that. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not sure. Paula says all the pro-cast states showed up. That's actually funny. That's actually good. But yeah, well, again, we're talking about a third of their budgets.
It impacts our ability to go after offenders who prey on our children.
Oh, he went to the children.
Impacts our internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
See, you can't.
Our task force has enabled us to capture a record number of child predators.
See that?
That is compromised.
That's now gone now.
It impacts burn JAG funding that allows our law enforcement partners to fight crime.
Can't fight crime anymore.
It impacts those who rely on Medicaid for life-saving health care.
Man.
It impacts our capacity to provide for veterans who served our country.
Well, that one I get. Okay. Well, veterans, okay. I
Head
get that
Start
one.
and child care programs. The support
child care.
Critical-
You can't take care of your children without the federal government. That is how broken your state is. Wow.
Research at our universities and support for farmers.
I thought law enforcement was state funded.
Grow our food.
No.
And of course,
grow our
critical
food.
investment.
We can't grow our food. He just said you can't grow the food now. We can't eat. If the federal government doesn't give us money, we can't eat. Damn. I had no idea. We can't eat. Done.
In infrastructure needed for our roads and bridges.
Can't build the roads. Damn roads.
Working families working. On January 20th, our nation had a peaceful transfer of power.
Okay.
But let's be clear.
Let's be clear. Let's do it.
January 20th was an inauguration.
Yep.
Not a coronation.
I think he would disagree. But
Congress is given the power to appropriate the funding.
Also declare war.
The executive branch cannot unilaterally disregard those appropriations passed by a separate and equal House of Government.
All right, I want to grab a couple more people here who are members. I appreciate it. Farno Cow says, these people realize this is why we would have a Trump, right? I think the Blues must have election amnesia. No, again, they have found a way to now blame Trump for everything, and they will. This will not be his fault for everything. Greg says, question, is it true that what Trump did is unconstitutional? I don't usually trust these people. I think it is arguable that it may or may not be. I mean, the courts will decide, but I think it's arguable. The reason why I say that is he's not actually, if he were to say, and he's not saying this, but if he were to say, these programs are null and void, that would be clearly unconstitutional, right? If he just said, nope, these don't exist. He's not saying that. He is deciding how to use the monies and how to run the programs, which is his job. Now, someone could say freezing the funds unconstitutional. They could say that, but it's not obvious at all. And I don't think the courts may agree with him on this one. Again, if he had said, and he did not say this, but if he had said, these programs don't exist, they're done, that would be unconstitutional. But he's not saying that. He's saying, I don't know what I'm going to give, when, and how. That may not be. Now, the courts could say he's unconstitutional. They'll decide. My gut says they will, that the Supreme Court will be on Trump's side. That is what my gut says. I can't be sure, but that's what I would think. I think they're going to lose. But again, to be very forward, these people you're watching now, Greg, they don't care. They don't care about winning or losing. They care about grandstanding, and they must they don't care about fighting. Because remember, these are the guys who set up all the $3 trillion in grift. They set this up. They've given their friends jobs. They've set up all their buddies and family with all types of, money and cash and grants. They've set themselves up. That's how they pay back all their donor base. The donor class is paid back by all these things. So they want to make sure that this happens, or at least they fight as hard as they can. But if they fail, they still all get paid. They get to grandstand. They can blame Trump, and they'll run on Orange Man bad 2 years from now. So they'll still be fine the way. They don't actually care for themselves personally. And they don't care about the constituents. Most of them don't care about the constituents anyway. I've met these. They don't care. They just care about their own group of people, their inner circle. So, and again, this is not just Democrats. These people happen to be Democrats, but Republicans think exactly the same way. And I'll show you Republicans right after this one. I got some Republicans too. But anyway, I am just enjoying this piece to actually say this. So I hope that answers your question. So, Kim, thank you for being a member. The coronation took place in August when Biden handed the torch to Harris. Well done, Kim. That's actually accurate. Yes, that's accurate. Nicely done.
We will collectively fight this unconstitutional mandate. Now I'd like to pass it on
Okay.
to the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Andrea Campbell.
Thank you, AG Raul. Good afternoon, everyone. I am extremely proud to join my counterparts today, including Democratic AGs who are unable to be with us, but who also are part of these efforts and a part of this coalition, as we continue to hold President Trump accountable for yet another unlawful abuse of power. The president's directive to pause federal aid, simply put, violates the separation of powers.
See that?
And I am proud to join this coalition in filing a lawsuit against this action for that very reason.
Always pride and
Congress
hard work.
controls the purse strings, and the executive branch cannot decide to halt funding just because they don't like how Congress chooses to spend it. In Massachusetts, we receive more than $20 billion in federal funding each year.
And you're proud of that. Why aren't you embarrassed by that? Why aren't you ashamed of that? You received $20 billion. New York gets way more than that. Way more. Last year, New York must have got $30, $40, $50 billion. New York City got over $20 billion from the federal government. Just New York City. I'm not even counting the rest of the state. Got over $20 billion. Why are you proud of this? She's like, yeah, we take handouts. We're proud of. No, you should be embarrassed. They're not at all. Yes, Andrea says, cha-ching. Yes, Christine says, money, please. Yes. How's she going to pay back her cronies, Christine? You people are so selfish. You don't get it. She got cronies to pay back, right? People helped put her in office. They need to get their cut. So pay your taxes and pay off her people. Show me you. People so damn selfish. I don't get it. It's terrible.
And just yesterday, the Commonwealth tried to draw almost $40 million from Medicaid and haven't received the payment yet. This is just one potential funding stream that could be impacted by this reckless order. The money goes towards projects that improve the health, welfare, and economic stability of our residents' lives on a daily basis.
What about have a better economy so that we don't require so much government money? Yeah, that's for chumps. That's for chumps. Trey Dan over on Rumble says, my gut says that the Trump calls them out for not running their state checkbook. He will have everything unfrozen. It could be. I mean, that would not surprise me if that happens. That would not surprise me at all if that happens. That might happen. Absolutely. I'm looking over here on Instagram. Meta Motox says the left is trying to scare them with the freeze. It's a valid issue, though. It isn't just that. And he goes on to say, cut, baby. I get it. Yes. But look, I'm just being very clear. People could be hurt by this, right? I hope not. I hope Shannon is correct. This is a wake-up call, and we move on. That is what I hope happens. I don't want people to be hurt. I want us to understand this shouldn't be a thing. The president goes, I want to pause, and the empire's collapsing. Right? It shouldn't be happening this way. S. Medina 88 says, wake up New York and California. Feds are killing the working class. Yes. And yes, that is true. Absolutely true. Yes. 100% true.
Including healthcare, childcare, education, and transportation, food assistance, and of course, improvements to improve the very roads we drive on, and so much more.
No one can build the roads.
Every part of our life.
Nobody can build the roads. Now, this is even worse. We libertarians just get nuts about who will build the roads. Now the states can't even build the roads. You got to have federal government money or you can't build the roads. You just can't. There's no roads without the federal government. Somehow, we've only had income tax about 100 years, and we had roads before that. But now, no. Without federal money, you can't even build. No one can build roads. No one can build roads.
Lives is impacted by federal aid. Instead of following through on the promises the president promised to help people, including working people, poor people, he is instead stripping funding from the very families that rely on these precious resources.
Why aren't you making a better world for these people? Why aren't you fixing the economy so these people don't rely on these precious resources? Why don't we have localized community aid? Why don't we have if Roger was on right now, Roger must be on. Why don't we have co-op public banking? All those things. Why don't we have any of these things? This is the problem. Instead of going, oh my God, we're in trouble, let's make it better. Oh my God, we're in trouble. Let's just give us more money so we can keep in the same terrible spot we've been in.
And doing so illegally. AGs have been doing the work long before he was president to hold any administration and anyone accountable who harms our residents. This is simply a continuation of the work we've already done, and we will not allow this abuse of power to continue. That's why we're taking urgent action as a collective, because what we all deeply understand is the impact of this particular order does not affect one individual state. It has a national impact. And this coalition is always proud not only to protect its people, but to do so in collaboration and to always do it while upholding the law and the Constitution.
Now, that part you just lied about, right? The law, maybe, because there's some terrible laws. But Constitution, that's optional for you. You know that.
Again, I'm very proud to work in partnership with an incredible coalition. And I now turn it over to my New Jersey counterpart, Attorney General Matt Placken.
Okay, come on. You can do it.
Thank you, General Campbell, and all my colleagues on this call, as well as those who could not be on here, for your incredible work and partnership as we stand up collectively as a coalition of attorneys general who took an oath to uphold the Constitution of this nation, the same Constitution that the President of the United States last week took an oath to uphold.
He did.
In standing up for the rule of law. This overnight, illegal, unconstitutional,
illegal and constitutional
attack on trillions of dollars of federal funding.
I want you guys to hear that every time they say it. Trillions of dollars of federal funding. Trillions. Why are we giving to them in the first place? Trillions. So we give trillions of dollars to the federal government in DC. Time, money, energy, jobs to get that money. Putting people in jail to take that money. Harming people to take that money. Threatening people to take that money. We put in DC. 4.9 trillion total we take in. Then we give at least 3 trillion back out. And how do we do that? Randomly in UBI? No, not that I'm for UBI. But at least if you did UBI, I'm not an advocate for UBI. But at least if you did UBI, it would just be fair. We all get it. Here's all the money. No. We pick winners and losers. So we take all of your money. Oh, I'm exaggerating. We take $4.9 trillion of your money. And then we just keep 1.9 billion of it. Sorry, billion. That's for chumps. We keep 1.9 trillion of it and spend it on shit you don't want, like bombing brown people or whatever we bomb, whoever we bomb today. They're not always brown, usually brown, but bombing people or not, we don't bomb as much now. Giving money to others so they can bomb people. We do bomb white people now too. We bomb Russians, Ukrainians, so we do bomb them too. So we're more equal opportunity. Maybe DEI is working. Look at that, Mike. Maybe DEI is working. We're bombing white people now too. So we take 1.9 trillion to go bomb people. And then we take 3 trillion and then we give it back to you how we decide with what we decide, and also to make sure we have monopoly. And we make sure that you can't eat or feed your family or school your kids without us. Yes, that's what we do. There we go. So, Lunatic, thank you for the $2. No federal dollars. You don't need to exist. Big L win. I hope you're right. My worry though is that we do need it because we're not ready. That is my worry. We're not ready. That's it. So, yeah. Anyway.
Funding that goes to support our kids in school. Funding that ensures that our seniors receive health care funding that ensures our law enforcement officers who are working tirelessly around the clock to keep us safe can keep doing their jobs.
They're always saying pride and work hard. Why? To validate that what they're doing, because they know that you look at them and go, who's this guy? I don't know. I don't care what he does. It doesn't matter to me. So he's got to be proud because he's proud of you, right? Because he loves you. He's your dad. He's proud. And of course, he's working hard because you're paying him. So he has to always say, they have to validate themselves constantly. You see it all the time. My government does it every single time. I'm so proud. We're so proud. Working hard, working hard. Nobody gives a shit. I like to pay my rent. I like to pay my mortgage. I want to pay my car note. I want to pay my insurance. I want to send my kids to school. I want to have a good life. Don't care if you're proud. Don't care if you work hard. I don't want you taking my money and then throwing it back to me whenever you decide it's okay. Right? I don't want that. I don't want that. Greg, being very good. Thank you for being a member, my friend. Larry, I always get educated when watching your streams. I also press the button known as like. Guys, I know I haven't said it in a while. I'm going to say it now. Click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. That is the one to use right there. That's an important one to click. Why should you click it? Because if you click it, then algorithm says, hey, I like you now for whatever reason. And I'll let other people see it. That's what he will do. So please do that. Please reshare and repost this wherever you are. Click the subscribe or follow button wherever you are, whether you're watching me on Rumble, Facebook, wherever you're watching. This goes live on 8 different platforms. Whatever platform you're watching, subscribe and or like. It does matter. Super chats. You've seen a couple people do super chats already. Always helpful. You can also rant me on Rumble if you want to help support the show. When you do, by the way, subscribe. Whenever you do that, make sure you click that all notifications. You get the notification every time. But Larry, I already subscribed. Doesn't matter. YouTube decides randomly that you are a bot. For whatever reason, it does so. When it does that, it then unsubscribes you. Not cool at all. In addition, you can become a member. Membership is key. I know I'm supposed to be doing a member show. I will. I've been crazy busy, and Trump won't stop doing stuff. So I'm going to do it. But Trump stopped doing stuff like every day. And I got to stop working so much. So see, if you become a member, I won't work as much. I can do member shows more. So yeah, become a member. $49 per month. Click the join button. If it's on YouTube or on Rumble, you can too if you click subscribe during the live only. Speaking of live, if you happen to be watching this on Larry Sharpe YouTube and you're saying, I can't put in the chat, it's because it's a ream stream if it's on Larry Sharpe. The live goes on Sharpe Way YouTube and the restream goes on Larry Sharpe YouTube. So you can watch either one of those two, whichever you prefer. All right, let me grab a couple more if I could.
That's what we're talking about here.
Okay.
And when the president and his administration, with the stroke of a pen, issues an unconstitutional and unlawful directive that freezes that funding simply because he doesn't like something about our states.
That's what it is. He's doing it because he doesn't like you. That's the reason. See, done and done.
About a particular person in our state, about a policy that's duly enacted in our state that's totally unrelated to the funding at issue. He not only violates the laws and the constitutions of this nation, he violates the norms of who we are as a people. Because I've said many times, the president in this country is powerful. He is not a king. He does not get to wake up in the morning or after an afternoon nap and direct his entire government to stop funding critical services that Congress has duly authorized.
Okay. I remember something, and some of you might remember this too. You guys told me that if he's elected, he would be a king and a tyrant and dictator. Remember that? You told me that was going to happen. In fact, you guys told me that we weren't going to have elections anymore. Remember that? You guys told me he was the H-man with the mustache from Germany. You told me he was that guy. Now you're going, he's not that guy. But you told me he was more than once. And when asked to clarify, you double down. Then you said the co-president is Elon Musk. I thought Musk was the president. So is Trump the dictator and Musk? I forgot which one's which. You've been talking so much garbage for so long, nobody believes you. That's why people aren't that concerned. People aren't up in arms. You've cried wolf so much. This was the end of the world. You cried wolf so much, people don't believe you anymore. They don't. Lunatic, thank you for the $2, Lunatic. I appreciate it. Trump is gold, libertarian gold with policy, right? We'll see. I'm not sold yet, man. I know you're sold faster than I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold yet. Not yet. Kim says, thank you for being a member, Kim. He's not a king, nor is Harris a queen. Both accurate. Both accurate. Kim, you doing it tonight. Well done. Well done. I like that. You are definitely doing it. Yes. All righty. Let me keep going.
Appropriated that millions and millions of Americans, Republicans, Democrats, independents, children, adults, seniors depend on for life-saving care because he doesn't like something.
The seniors now, old people dying too. Man, okay.
That he woke up thinking about. That's not the rule of law.
Okay.
And when we say we're going to stand up for the rule of law, we mean it.
You do.
And this is the second example, as others have noted. We stood up when the president unlawfully tried to rewrite the 14th Amendment on his first day in office, stripping birthright citizenship out of the Constitution, and we're doing it again today. And I think the lesson here for this administration is we are prepared. We are prepared to stand up for the rule of law. We are prepared to stand up for the residents of our state and of this nation when he unconstitutionally and unlawfully targets them in ways that hurts them in very real ways.
Mike got it right. Mike says they said Trump was dictator, but made exactly zero plans to prepare what the supposed ruler might do. That's stupid, right, Larry? Totally. Yeah, correct. If he was the H-man, why didn't you put him in jail? I thought he was. They told me, Mike, you were there. You were listening with me. They told us that was going to happen. Why didn't you? They should have put him in jail. Absolutely. They didn't do it good. Anyway, yep. Matt says, I love Larry React videos. Comedy Gold. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes.
I want to thank my colleagues for their tremendous work and partnership. And it's my honor to turn the podium over to my colleague in Rhode Island, Attorney General Peter Neronha.
Thank you, AG Plotkin. What a ham-handed way to run a government. It is.
See how ham-handed you were running this damn government? Before it was good. Before it was good. Now it's bad. So before, when in every state we talked about is in the top 10, I'm not joking, the top 10 of the worst income inequality, top 10, meaning the worst, top worst, all of the states we just talked about, all of them are in exactly the top 10. I mean, New York's number one, the worst when it comes to equality, right? What a ham-handed way to run the government. You got to run it our way, the way that makes sure the poor keep getting poorer and the rich keep getting richer. And then when we try to tax them and leave our state, that's it.
Astonishing that President Trump, through an agency most Americans have never heard of.
Yes, which is why I'm very happy about my friend, because now they
would take an action so clearly unlawful and would impact so many Americans in so many ways. We as Americans from our very beginning have had a compact with our federal government.
Oh, is that right?
And that is we pay taxes.
Okay.
And those taxes go to Washington.
Okay.
But we expect those monies to come back to us.
Do you understand how insanely dumb this man is? Or how dumb he thinks you are? He says, we've had a compact with our federal government since the beginning. No, we haven't. We had two different types of agreements, by the way. And our first, the Articles of Confederation, had no way of collecting taxes. So no. And income tax is only 100 years old. Or 112, whatever it is. 110, give or take, in that area. Yeah. But this guy, by the way, this guy's an elected official. This idiot's an elected official who just said that. We send them money to Washington, and we expect it to come back. Then why'd you send it? Does it make any sense at all? He is proud. We are so goddamn stupid. We send our money away for no reason and expect it to come back like a boomerang. We take our money and we flip it away like a boomerang and expect it to come back. We've been doing it since the beginning of America. That's not true. You've literally made this up.
As allocated by our Congress. That is the way that we build our roads and bridges.
That's the way this idiot says that's how you build roads and bridges. You can't. In his mind, it's impossible to say, hey, let's collect some local taxes and then pay a construction company to build the road. That's not how you do it, you moron. What you do is you get a whole bunch of money from across the entire country. You then pay a bunch of people, threaten, have put people in jail, and send all that money to Washington, D.C. Then, after you send it to Washington, D.C., you then decide, how do I give money to my friends and my cronies so that I can reward them so they can go and terribly build the road with absolutely no responsibility whatsoever? That's a much better way of doing it. Yes, that's literally what he said. Phil says you have to launder money to the feds. He literally says that. And like, that's a good thing. He's like, yay, I am so happy. What an idiot.
That is the way that we educate our children.
That's how we educate our children. By the way, this idiot doesn't realize the Department of Education at the federal level is from 1980. Yeah, 1980. 45 years ago. The country's, what? How many years old now? Right? Over 200? 270 something? That's how old we are now? So for over about 250 years, we somehow educated our kids without this. But this idiot goes, that's how we educate our children. No. That's how you idiots recently decided to educate our children and why it's so goddamn bad. This guy is horrible. What a moron this guy is. Or does he think we are, or both?
That is the way that we take care of our seniors.
We can't, we've always done that. In fact, you know what? Back in like the 1900s, we didn't keep our seniors in our homes. We didn't love them. We didn't do that. That's not what we did. What we did was we sent all our money to Washington, D.C. Then we said, Washington, D.C. people, can you figure out how to take care of our seniors? Because we don't know how. Can you please then send that money back to us in our magical money boomerang? And that will then come back and we will then have seniors taken care of. That's what this moron just said.
It is the way we support law enforcement.
You cannot have local cops. You got to send your money to Washington, D.C. first.
And that has been our tradition for nearly 300 years.
300 years. Is it possible for this guy to be more fucking stupid? And this guy is an attorney general. This guy's attorney general. He said this is how we've been doing it for 300. So we've been building the roads by sending money to D.C. and having to come back for 300 years. So in 1725, we sent our money to Washington, D.C., even though it didn't exist. We sent it there anyway, I guess. We sent it to the swamp, and the swamp did magical swamp powers and built roads. Is that what happened? This guy actually said that. And people are like, yeah, we've been doing it. It's American history. That's how we've been building roads. We haven't had an income tax. We didn't get income tax till 1913. So somehow we basically fought World War almost without income tax. We just started it. We fought a civil war with no income tax. Well, they started a little bit of that, but without that, we built roads for how many years? 150 years without it. Somehow we did it. But this idiot says somehow we made people who could read and write the Constitution and be lawyers and be presidents somehow without sending money to Washington, D.C. I'm old enough to remember going to school without a Department of Education. And somehow I learned to read. Isn't that crazy? But no. 300 years. What an idiot. Jesus, these are the people in charge. And worse, they have no answer. What is this answer to fix this? What is it? None. No answer to fix it. Just give us our money back that we give to you. We're going to use the money boomerang, the Washington, D.C. boomerang money, and we're going to fix things. We want our money. We want our cash. God, we're an idiot.
Now thrown out by a president in a memo after 6 o'clock Eastern time and written in such a way that it is barely understandable.
If you can't understand it, why are you scared? This isn't, not only is he stupid, and you can tell how stupid he is, now he just falls to, it's after 6 o'clock at night. I guess that matters, right? Because it's late, so it doesn't count. I guess, is that what he's saying? Idiot. And then he goes, and it's barely legible. That's because you can't read, dummy. That's the reason. You too stupid. That's why you can't understand it. Everyone else seemed to. There's like 7 people before you. They all got it. You didn't. That's because you're stupid. And I don't usually say that, but this man's clearly dumb. Got me all mad and everything. See,
it leaves us with no choice.
No choice.
That when a president takes unconstitutional action of this nature, to act and to act quickly.
Okay.
Every American, every Rhode Islander is impacted by this.
Oh, you from Rhode Island.
You drive on a road, you're impacted. If you get health care, you're impacted.
I drive on roads. I guess I'm impacted. Okay. So understand this. If you drive on roads, if you get health care, you're impacted. How powerful is the federal government? I have been warning you guys forever. This is how the federal government controls us, through money. That's how it does. Larry, the regulations aren't that bad. They control you through money. We should not be impacted.
If your children are being educated in our schools, you're impacted.
Everybody.
If you believe in public safety, if you're a man or a woman in blue, and all of us who are protected by them, you are impacted.
See, now they don't want to defund the police anymore. Hey, Mike, you should be happy now. See, Democrats are becoming Republicans. They don't want to defund the police anymore. See, you're winning after all. There we go.
By this blatantly unlawful and unconstitutional action. Congress has committed this money to the states.
Okay, for NoCal says, thank you for being a member, says, is someone going to fact check this idiot? No. Me, I guess, but no, of course not. No.
Our states are relying on this money to serve our residents. And so this action was necessary and it needed to happen quickly. And I'm so grateful for the great work of the men and women in our offices across the country that worked so hard to get this done so quickly. And so with that, I will turn it over to my friend and colleague, Attorney General James.
Thank you so much. My office and the attorney generals who are gathered here and those who are not, we are preparing to defend our Constitution.
See that? They defend the Constitution. I care so much. They care so much. I didn't mean to punish you guys, but I just thought you had to see it. You had to see that. I'm gonna grab a couple comments, and I got 2 more I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna grab a couple more of these if I can. So let's see here. Kim says if they fix it, they lose money. Correct. Yes. Right. The industrial complex is the key. Yes, absolutely. So Liberty of Death says magic money boomerang go burr. Yes, let's just keep flipping that boomerang. Flip that boomerang and get the money to come back. Because, I mean, how else can you possibly build anything? You can't build anything unless Washington, D.C.'s in control. Come on. You know that, Liberty of Death. You can't. If Washington, D.C. doesn't decide who and what and how, and you don't create a national monopoly based on D.C., I mean, how can you build anything? Well, you can't. Raza says, yes, I believe that guy could be more stupid. Okay, I guess he could be. I stand corrected. He's pretty dumb, though. I mean, okay, I should have been clearer. Can you be even more stupid and still be able to maintain the facade of competence in your job? So I should have been clearer. Maybe, but maybe not. Yes, maybe, or maybe not. Yes. Andrea says, don't send your kids in his school he attended. Yeah, I agree. Search and Destroy says they lie so much, anything they say seems legit to them. Some of them actually believe this. I think you're right. You make a very valid point. Some of them can't imagine. And to be fair, a lot of Americans can't imagine. And this is my biggest worry. A lot of Americans can't imagine. It's beyond their imagination that you could have something being done, but not have government do it. Right? It's the old, I told you the last time we were on, the Bastiats of the law. That's what he brings up. The idea of just because I don't want government to do it doesn't mean I don't want it done. Of course, I want people taken care of. Of course, I know people fall down or make mistakes or get unlucky or do something bad, whatever. Of course. But we should have local community mutual aid funds. We should have local communities set up to make this happen. And we don't have them. We don't. So people assume, oh, without government, there is no chance at all. I remember TYT had it when they were talking about Javier Milei going into Argentina. And he was like, afuera, get rid of this. And they were literally saying, He doesn't want this. He doesn't want anymore. He says, Department of Transportation of where? He doesn't want transportation. So if you get rid of the Department of Transportation, there'll be no transportation. That's what they think. I wish I was joking, search and destroy, but yeah, absolutely. So Tukafek says, Larry's pissed now. I got a little spicy. I did. Literally teasing me because I got a little spicy. I did. A little bit of spicy. So yes. So yeah. Any case, it's not even 300 years, and it does bother me a bit. Anyway, I do want to grab one more. This is a few minutes of this one. It's not that much. But this, of course, is the man, the myth, the legend, the man that most of you, when you see, will want to throw up. But I hope that you won't, just for this few minutes. It is indeed, I'm going to do it to you, the one and only Chuck Schumer. Look at this. They put this, Trump slashed. Now, I want you to think about something. Trump just did this. So they have people on staff to put these anti-Trump things like ready to go. Like they're like, he's going to do something. Keep Johnny here in case Trump does something so we can put up like the we hate Trump stuff. They had Orange Man bad stuff ready. Like, did he do the thing? He did the thing. Put it up. That was it. Boom. Here, Trump slashed. And this is what, in case you can't read it, police and firefighter funding. See, Mike, Democrats don't want to defund the police anymore. See, it's right there. They become Republicans now. You should like them now. You got to vote for Chuck Schumer now. You don't want to defund the police. Right there. See, healthcare and housing for seniors. Healthcare and housing for seniors and veterans. Like everybody else, you go to hell. But those people, he defunded only those. So Trump just went there and went, that's the one. Get rid of those people. That's it right there. Head Start programs and food pantries. You starve them now. Okay. School meal programs, tax release, veterans and retirees. See, they care about veterans. They had that ready.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. And special thanks to Senators Murray, our ranking member on appropriations, Merkley on budget, and Senator Hassan, your ranking member on something. JEC. So thank you for coming.
He doesn't even know who she is. What disrespect.
President Trump plunged the country into chaos.
He plunged I feel chaos already. Do you guys feel chaos? I feel chaos. Freaking chaos. I feel it. I'm getting worried. Chaos.
A cruel, nasty, and illegal chaos. Without a shred of warning, the Trump administration announced a halt to virtually all federal grants and loans across the country.
Look at that.
In an instant, with no precedent, no justification, no legal grounds, Donald Trump has shut off billions, perhaps trillions of dollars that help American families every single day.
You should be embarrassed by that. Why are you happy? This is the part that bothers me. You see him help them every single day. You have been in politics for decades. For decades. He has represented New York for decades. And let me say this again, so there's no doubt in your mind where my head is. New York State has the worst wealth gap, the worst wealth inequality, income inequality in the entire nation. The worst. No state is worse than we are. We are the worst. People are leaving my state in droves more than any other state. We are the worst. He has been in charge of a state that has become the worst. And all he can say is, these help people every day. Stop helping them and start getting them actual jobs and lifestyles to where they're happy and don't need you anymore. But to Kim's point, if that actually happened, where would their money be? Yes.
It's cruel.
You are cruel.
It's reckless.
You are reckless. Oh, you meant Trump. Oops,
and
sorry.
This money supports states and city school boards.
It's supporting city school boards. Federal government is supporting school boards. And you wonder why you win your school board seat and you can't do anything. Well, because the federal government gives you how much money you have. Wow. It's crazy.
Hospitals, small businesses, families, firefighters, police officers.
Think about that. You need federal money to go to a small business because you've made an estate that business environment is so bad. And to be clear, I want to be clear. I'm speaking about New York. He's my senator. He is my senator. I know I'm embarrassed to say that, but it is true. It is true. We have the worst business environment across the country that rotates back and forth between us and California. Usually we're the worst. The worst business environment, period, is in New York State. The worst. The worst. This is him. Supports these small business. Imagine having a state so bad for decades that nobody wants to start a business here.
Fighting fentanyl. Many things just boom, cut.
Boom, cut, because you can't do $237 billion in New York State. Ain't enough money.
Law enforcement, aid to the elderly, support for veterans.
See that?
This decision is lawless.
It's lawless.
Destructive.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
All the things. It's all the deep.
It's illegal and it's unconstitutional. Donald Trump has done a lot of bad things in the last week.
He has. Okay. A lot of bad things. Go on, keep going.
But nothing's worse than this.
Why is nothing worse than this? Why did everybody jump up and down? Why did somebody go? Why are they so much jumping up and down over this? Why? Because Trump finally messed with their money. I'm not joking. It was fine if Trump messed with bombing people. They didn't care. Whatever, bomb, whatever. Don't bomb, whatever. It was fine when Biden was doing it. Whatever. It's fine, whatever, right? It's fine when he was yelling stuff. That was all fine. But now you're messing with my money. See, I got to pay off my peoples. And if I don't pay my peoples, I might not get elected next time. See, these turns out I've been grifting off this shit for decades. You can't mess with my money. I'm coming after you now. We've been screwing the people over for years. You don't care about that. New York's been going to hell for decades. Chucky don't care about that. That you people's getting away. You poor is just getting my way. Oh, but you mess with my money now. Okay, no. Now we got a problem. We going to war now. I'm getting all. Look, he got people behind him. He made up the. He got this James helping him out. Went to Staples. Got the little background thing. Got the cardboard ready to go. Hit the that's easy button. He was not playing games. He was not playing games. You messing with his money now. Trump, don't mess with his money. You can screw his people over. He don't care about that. He didn't care Biden his people over. Biden didn't care. Don't mess with his money.
It is nothing less than Project 2025 by another name.
They brought it back.
Maybe remember when Project 2025 came out during the campaign?
I remember.
Somehow the public found out about it.
And didn't care. It's fine. Did you right? Somehow the public found out about it. No, not somehow. You guys put it out there thinking that it would work, but you had called him every bad name in the book already. You had insulted him in every way possible already. So nobody listens to you anymore. And guess what? They don't listen to you now. You've cried wolf so many times, nobody cares.
60% of the people knew what it was, and they hated it.
And they voted for him. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
And yet this is the same thing in another name.
Yeah.
Same types of slashes and things that hurt people. And who are they?
Search and destroy. Thank you for being a member, my friend. And we still voted for Trump, dumbass Chucky. Yes. But again, remember, you got to remember something. All he knows is insult and disrespect. That's all he knows. That's the only tool he has. It's the only weapon he has. Insult and disrespect. And then, of course, they use it the courts. So insult, disrespect, courts. That's what they got. That's what they use. Always. Insult, disrespect. They don't have any actual answers or plans for anything. Right? They would have done something, but they did not do that at all. They don't do that. It's not a thing for them. So, yeah, absolutely.
They putting in charge the chief cook and bottle washer of 2025,
Insult.
Russell Vogt.
Chief cook and bottle washer. Insult. That's all they have. Insult. You guys saw some of the chat last night on me. Insult and disrespect. That is the way it works. Insult, disrespect. I will not punish anyone with him. I will show you Republicans, though. Republicans, too. Now, you have heard that all the Republicans are concerned. They are worried about this, right? The world's ending. You've heard them, and it affects Republicans, and they're worried. Well, Let's see how worried Mr. Thune is. Mr. Thune, he's here. Let's see how worried he is. See if I can grab him real fast. This is Mr. Thune. All righty.
First, we're going to push back on that. We're going to protect our prerogatives. You think this is a dangerous situation to have
dangerous
try to claim so much power so quickly without clarity over
without clarity. Okay.
Well, I think they are clarifying it, and I think this is not unusual for an administration to pause funding and to take a hard look and scrub of how these programs, how they're being spent, and how they interact with a lot of the executive orders that the president signed. And I think that
now this, I'm gonna say this, and some of you are gonna be mad again, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I'm just being honest with this one here. Trump made deals with these guys. I know he did. I told you this again. I told you this literally months ago. I told you they were going back and forth with what they'll accept, what they won't, how they're doing it, how they're not. I told you that. Remember when Thune won? Trump's guy was Scott from Florida. Not this Tim Scott, the other Scott from Florida. That Scott you see there is from South Carolina. Scott from Florida, right? That was Trump's guy. Trump's guy lost. Thune won. There was a deal made. I told you back then. So now what's Thune doing? He's like, well, let's see what Trump does and blah, 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 blah. Yes, I know I'm saying it again. I know you guys think I'm joking, but I tell you these things because that's how it's actually working. Christine says it. Trump totally made a deal. Yes, he did. Yes, absolutely. He made a deal. And that's how Thune, if this wasn't Trump, if this is Mitt Romney or whomever, it was some other person, Chris Christie, whoever had won, Thune would be like, what are you doing? That's my money. What are you doing? No. Trump made a deal. Thune still's getting his money somehow. Guaranteed he made a deal. The problem is Chucky didn't get that deal because whether you like it or not, Trump is petty. He is. That dude's petty. That might make that might make Mike angry. I'm sorry, Mike, but your boy is petty. He's petty. So he's like, okay, no. I got my problem because we said we're getting our cash. You guys ain't getting your cash. And they know that. That's why they're fighting it. Shredan over on Rumble says, thank you for the $3 on the rant. Says New York is suing Trump. Trump's poll rating will go up 10 points. Yes. He already has a favorable ability. You guys were asking if I thought Trump would do certain things, and I said, yes, he will. I told you early on, TikTok is not going away. And I told you why, because it's popular. That's why it ain't going away, because it's popular. Trump needs popularity to pull off this type of stuff. He has to. That's how it works. So, yes, that's part of what he's doing. You guys thought I was joking. I was not joking. So, yeah, here we go.
That's the main criteria they're using is does this implicate, do the executive orders implicate funding in this particular way?
Which means, in a particular way, do my people get their cut? Let me translate that for you. Do my people get their cut? Oh, they don't? Okay, well, then we don't care about that. Oh, my people do? Oh, okay, let's fund that. Yes, absolutely.
They have taken certain things, I think, off the table. Some of you have asked specifically about programs, any program that directly benefits an individual, Medicaid, SNAP, those types of programs are unimpacted by this. What is impacted, obviously, is DEI, the Green New Deal, things like that. And so those are in direct contradiction with the EOs the president signed earlier this week. So they're providing
the Green New Deal involve major infrastructure projects.
And they're providing additional clarity and guidance on that.
I love how I said they're providing additional clarity and guidance. This is Thune saying, okay, I'll translate this for you. Trump and I made some promises. This mofo said he's not going to screw my people over. If he doesn't screw my people over, I am totally on board. If he does, I'm about to go nuclear on him. That's what this means, right? Because remember, Thune is part of the establishment. That's the deal he made. So what he just said was, me and Trump talked. He said he's not going to mess my people up with his stuff. And I'm going to stay neutral now because if he doesn't mess my people up, I'm backing him as long as I get my cut. But if I don't get my cut, Me and Chuck Schumer just became besties. That's how that works. Just in case you were confused on how that's working. Peace Logic over on Rumble says, I'll outdo your $3 with my $5. Oh, thank you for the $5, my friend. I appreciate that tremendously. Absolutely. Let me grab this. Peace also goes on for $2 over on here, super chatting. Larry's mad. Hello, cardboard. Serious. You basically did the entire show. That basically is the show. Yeah. Lunatic says, thank you for $2. He says, Trump eliminated Biden's press in 9 days. Wrong am I? No, I think this is literally what Phil said. Trump is throwing everything into the zone, and it's hard to keep track of it all. He's just throwing it all out there. Some of it's going to get through for sure. So yeah, some of it is definitely going to get through. Absolutely. You will see that. So, all righty. Sheridan goes on and says, Peace Logic, I might not get my Fed money. Oh, I don't get any Fed funding. Thank you for the $6, Sheridan. I appreciate that. It's very good. We all need to get our Fed cut. I should have made a deal with Trump. Should have cut a deal. I should have cut a deal.
And hopefully they will further clarify what exactly will be impacted by this. But I don't think it's unusual for an administration to pause.
He's just
They
pausing.
certainly did that. Biden did that in 2021 with respect to funding for the border wall. But I think Senator Risch, did you want to speak to that?
Well, so he's ready.
Look at this from a 50,000-foot standpoint to be.
Now, watch how this guy talks. Trump made a deal with this guy completely. Like, this guy's like, no, my people are good. He knows that. My people are good.
Begin with. For all of you who haven't noticed, this is a different day in Washington, D.C.
See that?
The President of the United States wants to do something about inflation. Where does inflation start? It starts at government overspending. And particularly when it's deficit spending.
Damn, they're talking libertarian all of a sudden. Did they all of a sudden become libertarian? It's funny. Republicans, Mike, me and you, we got to start changing stuff. All of a sudden, the Democrats became Republicans. Republicans became libertarians overnight. I didn't know that's what happened. Well, there we go. Okay, Mike, I guess I'm a Republican and you vote Democrat now. I guess they moved. I don't know what happened. It's crazy.
We're going in debt $1 trillion every 100 days. The best way to start going after inflation is to ratchet that back. What he has said is, let's pause for 90 days. This is a work in progress. Everybody take a deep breath, stay calm. Every one of these programs is going to be looked at.
Now, hold on. Didn't those 7 Democrats just tell me how Republicans are all scared and worried and concerned? These guys don't look concerned. They look pretty excited about what's going on. They don't look unhappy at all. They look great right now. And this is to be clear, this is Senate leadership. This is where the Republican establishment lives, right here, Senate leadership. Thune is the head of the Republican establishment. And he's like, what are you going to do? We're going to look at some things. And this dude, he's like, yeah, 90 days. Stay calm. What are you always worried about? Come on. It's a little bit of, someone not spending some money. Damn. Okay.
He didn't say, well, we're going to do a 2-year study, blah, blah, blah. He said 90 days, we're going to look at it. And it's working. I've talked to Secretary Rubio several times over the weekend and on Monday because of questions from my colleagues, questions from you, questions from a lot of people is, how's this going to go down?
Now, Rubio also totally and absolutely establishment. And Rubio's like, I'm on board. When I was talking this trash about 2 months ago, maybe a month or 2 months ago, I told you all one of the reasons why it's going so slow is the negotiating all this stuff. Trump has to negotiate still with the establishment. These dudes you're looking at right now, they're all establishment Republicans. And they have to be able to go okay and make this happen. And Trump, I don't think Trump did it himself, to be fair with you. From what I understand, Trump has been using a lot of his surrogates to most of this. And from what I heard, I don't know this for sure, I heard from someone who says they know, so you take this for whatever you want, is that actually Junior is doing a lot of negotiating. He's actually involved, and so is J.D. Vance. That's what I heard. They're doing a lot of negotiating. Trump isn't actually doing that much negotiating with these guys, with the establishment, that they're doing it. That's what I'm hearing. We'll see. So, yes. There we go. Kim, thank you for being a member. Inflation starts when they turn that wonderful printing press on. True. And he literally said that. Yes. And he literally said that. I do appreciate that. Over on Rumble, I have P saying, Straight Dan is trying to outbid my love for Larry. I don't think so, Dan. And now he gave $10. Oh, guys, please fight over me. Oh, don't stop. Don't stop. Yes. So good.
Well, the way it's working is there is constant input on programs going in right now that are being looked at. One of the best things that's happened about it is we have, from foreign relations, from intelligence, we've tried to get information out of these agencies, and man, it is tough, as you all know.
Now, this part I wanted to bring up because this part actually makes a lot of sense to me, which I didn't see. I didn't until I saw this. This part I didn't get, to be fair, and I'm usually ahead of the game on this one. This one I didn't get. He said, we've been trying to get information from agencies, and it's been pretty tough. That's what he said. Now, I warned you guys, this part, I did warn you about this, but I didn't see this as an answer, which I think is insanely savvy. I told you one of my worries was, for RFK Jr. specifically, that they would put him into a place, and then he would say, I want to make a change, and they go, yes, absolutely, we just need to do a quick study, and we'll get that study to you in 3 years. And nothing gets done. They sandbag, they slow things down, they don't get things done, nothing gets changed, everything gets slowed, and permanent Washington slows everything down. Remember how he wanted to, Trump wanted to get rid of all, to open up all the RFK, JFK, and MLK files. Oh, that might be slow. I want to open this file. Oh, that could be slow. This is a good move for that, which is, we're just going to stop your funding until I get my report. Brilliant. A tactic I actually hadn't thought of until I saw this. I will be using this if I become governor. Like, I'm letting New York State know already. I'll be using this tactic. It's a brilliant tactic. Oh, you don't want to do what I want? I'm just not going to pay you. Do what I want, I'll pay you. But you have to pay us. No, I'm just not going to pay you. See you in court. And maybe that court will last 6 months. You ain't getting paid for 6 months. We have to pay our bills. I know. So New Yorkers and the rest of the country too, they'll pay bills. I guess we do your job. Love that. This I didn't see. And I usually see these things, but when I'm off, I'm off. I'll say it. I didn't see this one. This one to me is brilliant. It's tough, if they're not giving us what we want. Well, then we're not paying them. Brilliant.
Now that the agencies realize their programs are on the chopping block, they're running out of their cubby holes in mass, showing us information that we've been trying to get.
He actually said it, like he just said it. He said they were sandbagging us. And then Trump said, well, I'm not paying you. And was just kidding. I was just kidding. Trump, my man. I was just kidding. I've always loved you. Here, take this stuff. What'd you say you wanted? You didn't say it was deadline. You didn't say that. You didn't say all that. Now let me give you what you need, my friend. Yeah. Trump's buddy now. He's their buddy now. Well done. Well done. That's a good one. I'm so going to steal it, but that's a good one. I wanted you guys to see that one. I thought you would enjoy that one.
Going to work. Everybody stay calm. We'll get this done and we'll reduce spending. Thank you.
I just thought you guys would enjoy that piece. Those are 3 pieces I wanted to show you tonight. I hope you enjoyed those pieces. I thought that was good. IC says it right. You're right. Doge can't work without information data. You are correct. It cannot work. And that, again, if you remember what I said earlier, that was my worry. And what I said, if you remember, I literally talked about the idea of if Trump isn't physically on it, right? Like backing each of the people, there's no way they can get it done. Well, now he doesn't have to worry about it. He just goes, I'm not paying any of you. Just tell me when they do the thing and I'll pay you. It's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Shredan goes on and says, $8. Oh my God, I won't be here tomorrow. So, okay. Okay. Thank you for the $8, Shredan. I appreciate it, by the way. So, yes. So, yeah, that part I think is amazing. That entire piece. I did not see that one coming. I did not see that one coming. I want to grab some more of your comments if I could. But first, if you enjoy this and you're still watching, so somebody's enjoying it, click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Click that button. It does matter. Please do so. If you haven't already, please share this, repost this, whatever the case may be, wherever you're watching. Every little bit does count. That keeps Mr. Rhythm, Al Gore, Rhythm, keeps him happy, and then he shares it more. So please do that. If you have not subscribed, please do so. When you subscribe, please click all notifications so you get notified when I'm going on. Please make sure you can super chat me if you want your chat to go right to the front, or rant me on Rumble. Also become a member. I grab members first, and I will thank you for being a member. So I do appreciate those of you who are. I will be doing a member show. I know I keep saying it, but I'm basically a liar because I'm so busy. I will fix it. I will fix it. I will unlie myself soon. Is that a word? It is now. So yes, become a YouTube member, $49 per month. Click that join button. Click that join button. Become a member. We need more members as much as possible. Please do so. And more of that means I'll spend less time working and I won't have to lie as much. See that? You could see, I've done a good job now. I'm a great politician. I've blamed you for my lying. If you're not a member, it's your fault that I lied. See that? Easy day. I've solved my own problems. You can also become a member on Rumble, $29 per month. Click that subscribe during the live. That piece is important. Either one. All right. Let me grab some of these. Garrett, on time. On time. Garrett just gifted the memberships, 5 Sharpe Way memberships. Thank you so much. And then he said, that's not enough. He said, 5 is good. 5 is good, but 10 is better. That's what he said. 5 is good, but 10 is better. 10 more Sharpe Way memberships, guys. Please grab these. It is very important to do that. Please grab them. It does matter. So Andrea says, is Trump learning to play the political game? I'm not sure if he's learned to play the game or if he has better people around him. I'm actually unsure about that. My gut says he has better people around him. I don't know, Andrew. I don't have inside information on this one. I'm telling you what my gut tells me. My gut says it's better people. Better may not be true. It is more competent people around him and less swamp creatures around him for sure. That I'm sure of. That part I know. He has less swamp creatures around him this time. That part I'm sure of. So yes, that part I'm sure of. We'll see what that actually means. So yes. All right. Ryan says, Larry, did you blame me for you gaining weight by eating pizza? I'm so used to lying and blaming us. Yes, it's all your fault. Correct. Yes. But yes, absolutely. Oh, Garrett, there we go. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate it. Yes, 100%. Yes. Khalidi says, Larry could have saved us a torture and just showed us the last guy first. But then why would you stay around, Khalidi? I am still an entertainer, aren't I? Are you not entertained? Right? I am still an entertainer. So yes, I must have entertained you. So yes, that too. So 100%. All of that. Yes. All righty. Let's see here. And Khalid goes on to say, that last guy's my favorite guy. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Phil, thank you for being a member. The FBI and others acted illegally. The federal government is a crime scene. Preserve the evidence. I like that. Yes. Kim says, Christine, after today and the backlash I got from my Facebook post about calling it, oh, I must have missed something. Oh, about emailing the senators. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. I'm agreeing with that, guys. If you can email your senators, it's always a good thing. Yes, absolutely. I am going to be in DC this week. I will see if I can stop by any of those places if it's all possible. I will try. I don't know. I'm actually doing something for a different organization. So I'm not sure if I can do this or not. I will try my best to see if I can. I will see if I can. So Peace Logic goes on over on our Rumble. $10 at Straight End. Come on, you can do $10. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. Straight End goes over $11. Trump had 4 years away to get it figured out. Yes, Straight End. Yes, but not just figured out, but also find the people and have them figure it out. From what I understand, a lot of his family learned a lot, right? Like Eric and Don Jr., they learned a lot on how things work. They didn't know how DC worked at all. They began to learn a lot. So he has people who are kind of figure some stuff out. And he had a lot of operatives, guys like Steve Miller. I mean, I'm not a Steve Miller fan, but I'm just being forward. The guy's an operative. He just is, right? So that's a piece, right? He is a thing, and he's getting stuff done. So yes. Daniel says, Larry, is your secret DC trip for announcing running for LP chair since Ansel stepped down? Lol. Also, will she be in Trump's admin in a capacity? If that was my secret mission, I couldn't tell you. It'd be a secret. But no, it is not. I am, that I know of, I'm not in line to be the chair, and I do not want that job. That job is a thankless job. It's a volunteer job. It's a full-time job you must do for free, and you're everybody's punching bag. I think I'll pass. There's rumors that Justin Amash might do it. That would be amazing. I don't know if he will, but that would be amazing. Yes to him if he does it. That'd be great. I hope he does that. So yes. Matt says, Larry does the hard work and I just get to learn easy like. Oh, good. I like that. Christine says, I had to stop watching and pray for your deliverance after your F-bomb. Look, those who know me closely, intimately know that I can swear. I am a Marine and I can swear and I can drop some F-bombs here or there. I try my best to not do it in public unless it has some meaning to me. So yeah, that's the piece. So yeah, yes. Daniel says, Larry, Russell Crowe, Sharpe. Yeah, I got to put my helmet on, the whole deal, the whole thing. That's kind of nice. I appreciate that because I know you're all entertained. At least I hope you are. So Paula says, you know what these talking blue heads need? Cuomo. They need Cuomo. Which Cuomo? Yeah, which Cuomo? That's the question. Yeah, there's many Cuomos. Which one do you want? That's the issue. Yep. Lunata, thank you for the $2. I thought Trump ignorant. Duty he is doing. Yeah, I don't, again, I'm not sure if it's him or if it's the people around him, but either way, good for him, right? For him, good for him either way, right? But my gut says it's the people. That's my gut. So again, I have no inside information. I could be wrong. That's what I think. Ryan says, Marines swear? No. Yeah, kind of. A little bit. Little bit. Yes. Andrea says, Justin Amash should be awesome. I agree. I would like to. Yes, I agree. Julie says, I've never seen anyone swear in your chat. That's effing awesome. You know, Julie, I want to bring that up. And I want to bring it up only because of last night's show. For those of you who watched last night's show. If you notice, our chat is a very different chat than many places. It really is. And I'm not just saying it because I'm kissing you guys' butts. I mean, I guess I am, but that's not the reason why I'm doing it. I love this chat because even when we disagree, we still talk. Even when we disagree, we still go back and forth. We try to ask honest questions in good faith. Even when I have other people on, you guys don't just attack them. You actually ask them questions. You may push back on them, right? You may say things you don't like about policy, but you guys don't do the ad hominem, you're this, you're that. That is not what other chats do. Peace was on a show when he talked about it, being on a show and just watching the chat just horribly insult, attack, personal attacks. Yes, it's a common thing. It's one of the reasons why many libertarians don't go on left-leaning shows. I'm one of the rare ones that does it because they just can't take the constant disrespect. It is just disrespect, 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 disrespect. It's attacking, disrespect, constant. And it's ad hominem attacks. You know, you're an ist or a phobe, you're dismissed, it's constantly. So I can't see the value in that. And even when I spoke, and even when I got attacked last night, it didn't stop me. I still I'll go on again. I don't care. I'll do it again. Most people won't put up with it. And I get it. It's not easy to put up with. The insults are terrible. They're very aggressive and immediate, like immediate. Oh, he's a libertarian? Attack, 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 attack. Insult, 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 insult. You guys saw them. I put some of them up. They hadn't heard what I had said. They didn't even know who I was. Assume. Bad, bad, bad. The assumption is bad faith. The assumption is bad faith. And the problem is they are so correct and so righteous that in their minds, they can't imagine somebody not agreeing with them. And I'm not joking when I say that. They can't imagine. Julie, I'm clearly correct and right. So there's no way that you could possibly disagree with me unless you're either stupid or you're bad faith, bad person. That's it. So the second you disagree with me, I don't go, oh, you might think differently, have a different idea. No. You either stupid or bad faith, bad person. That's it. Absolutely. Yes. Ryan says, I haven't seen a chat on Left Wing Show because I got lefty fan members who are flat out nasty. Everyone who doesn't agree with them. Yes. Yes. And everybody is an isterophobe. Everybody is, if you don't agree. It's true. And people who lean left get mad at me when I say it. I've been on all the shows. You've seen me go. Every single time it's the same. If you guys watched when I was on Destiny's show, his chat was brutal to me. Vanguard, brutal to me. Right? Sabby, when I go on Sabrina Sabati's show, she won't bring her chat up. She won't mention it. It's so nasty. She won't mention it. Like, I will bring it up. If I see it, I'll bring it up. She's like, oh, like, I will bring up her chat. Her chat will just slaughter me. Just horrible. The whole way, terrible. Right? Please do it. But I have felt, and I believe this, I follow the Daryl Davis model. Daryl Davis, those of you who know, he's a musician who decided that he was going to try to make things better. And he literally would go to Klan members, I'm not joking, and talk to them. These are Klan members, not like people who are bad, not like what half the Democratic Party will say, everybody's one of them. No, like actual, like wear the robe, burn the cross, like actual members of the Klan. Talk to them. And he has, I'm not joking, a closet full of their hoods that he has turned these men. How? By talking to them. By talking to them. I can't turn the right unless I talk to the right. I can't turn the left unless I talk to the left. I talk to both. I get yelled at by both. But the left is far nastier to me. It's not even close. He is far, far nastier. Christine says, I've seen Daryl Davis, love his story. There is a Daryl Davis interview on my my page. Check it out. I was with him in Freedom Fest last year, 2 years ago. Yeah. Ryan says, Daryl Davis is a truly amazing man. Yep. Thank you. Phil says, Saint Daryl. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Jared asks, have you been on Jimmy Dore show? I have not. I would love to be on his show. I would love to be on his show. Happy to be there. Andrea says, I thought you were very respectful last night. I have to be because I'm the host, Andrea, right? I don't want to bring anybody on my show and ambush them. And I know people often want me to, like they want me to slaughter them. But I don't when they come on my show. I don't want to ambush anybody. I want them to come on and I try to either ignore things that I think are going to get us all in trouble or give respectful pushback so you can see it. There were certain things I just couldn't, like the censorship thing. I couldn't let that go. I'm not St. Larry. I'm not, right? There's actually a place, by the way, named St. Larry's in St. Lawrence that I actually go to. That's actually a place. Anyway, I'm not St. Larry. I'm not. So I couldn't get back. And the RFK is not a rebel. I couldn't get past those. Those I just had to say. But other things of course I was. I happen to like Dan. I think that Dan actually is trying to do the right thing. I don't think he's trying to do things wrong at all. I think he really cares and wants to do the right thing. I do believe that. His chat is far worse than he is. But yeah, it's just true. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? So I'm looking over here at the Rumble. Peace Logic says, I'm sorry, Straight End, that you're not allowed to outbid me. And he just gave me $20. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate every bit that we can possibly get. I really do appreciate it. It is very helpful. So let's see. Let's see. Over on Instagram, Nicholas says, should we have votes on what they spend our tax money on? Okay. Yes. And how you do that is by keeping the tax money local. If you keep the tax money local, then you get to directly vote on stuff that you want. Do you want the money to be to fix your roads? Awesome. Fix them. Would you rather have it on building a bridge? Build a bridge, right? Keep the money locally and you get to actually, do you want another school? Do you want more school buses? Whatever. Why does DC and or Albany, in case of New York, have to decide how many school buses you have or whether you build this road or that bridge? You can do it. I think it is important. 100%. Yes. Phil says, Dan was good by left-wing standards. Agreed. I think that's true. Yes, I think that's true. Oh, Andrew agrees too. Yeah, I think that's true. Yes, 100%. Ryan says, Larry, I do not approve of a no-show for the next 3 nights. Lol, but I understand completely. I may try to produce something in the next couple of days, maybe put something out. My team's been mad at me for not putting out enough like smaller stuff. I may do something like that. We'll see. Cludy says, good idea. Local communities can decide what's important to them. Agreed. Guys, I want to go back if I could. Click the button known as like. It does matter. Every time I bug you, because it matters, please do that. I like that, please. Phil says, I would 100%, 109% get a beer with him and talk things out. I have friends like him. And that's the next piece I want to make sure also. You guys understand. Dan's viewpoint literally represents millions of Americans. Millions of Americans think just like he does. And they're not all bad people or whatever. No, that's what they believe. They think that. And we will need them. We will need them to do things that work, to help us out, to vote on things that we agree upon. We will need that, right? Millions. So I think it is important. And we should also understand how they think and what's going on. That does matter. So, guys, I will absolutely see what I can do about doing something in these next couple of days. If I can, I will try if I can. Otherwise, I will be posting some other things. The team will be posting some things over the next couple of days. But I will be in DC for like 2 or 3 days. And I'll be back, though, Saturday night with an AMA. So you can ask whatever you want. We'll see that. When this is over, please do me one small favor. When this is over, please come back on, or right afterwards this is over, please put in the chat one program that you either think should be removed or should be funded. Either one. A program that you think should be funded or should be removed. Either one. I will comment on those. I will see you all